Okay, so if you're one of the, what, millions, maybe hundreds of millions of people still running Windows 10, there's a date you absolutely need to circle on your calendar, like maybe in red, October 14th, 2025.
Yeah, that's it. That's the day official support for Windows 10, well, it just stops.
It feels huge, like a really significant moment for tech users everywhere.
Oh, it is for businesses, for regular home users. I mean, it changes everything about how you manage your computers after that date. It's not just losing the regular updates. It's a fundamental shift.
Right. And the sources we've been looking at for this deep dive, they really zero in on Microsoft's Plan B, essentially, for everyone who's just not ready or maybe not able to jump to Windows 11 just yet. It's called the Extended Security Updates Program, E.S.U.
Yeah, E.S.U. And what's really interesting, looking at the details, is that it's not just one program. Microsoft's actually set up two completely different paths. One for big companies, the enterprise folks, and another one for individuals, for consumers. And the rules, the cost, even how long it lasts, totally different.
Almost opposites, actually.
Pretty much. And that difference, well, it kind of tells you a lot about what Microsoft is prioritizing here.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because before we get into the pricing, which is definitely something we need to talk about, we should probably nail down exactly what E.S.U. is.
Good idea. So at its core, E.S.U. is a paid program. It's optional. And what it gives you are security updates, specifically the ones Microsoft classifies as critical and important.
Defined by their Security Response Center, the MSRC.
Right. And the whole point is to let you keep using Windows 10, supposedly in a more secure manner, while you figure out your move to Windows 11. It buys you time.
Keyword there seems to be security. So after October 14th, 2025, what exactly goes away if you don't sign up for E.S.U.?
Okay, three main things disappear. One, technical support from Microsoft, gone. Two, feature updates. So no new Windows 10 features, no new capabilities added to the OS. And three, critically, you lose quality updates.
Okay, and that's different from the E.S.U. security updates, right? This is where people might get confused.
Exactly. This is the crucial limitation of E.S.U. It only covers those critical and important security patches. Think of it like a shield against external attacks.
But not other kinds of fixes.
Correct. E.S.U. specifically excludes new features, obviously. It also excludes any non-security updates requested by customers or any design changes. But the loss of quality updates, that's where the risk comes in for day-to-day use.
Let's dig into that. Why should, say, an IT admin or even just me at home care about losing quality updates if I'm still getting security patches through E.S.U.?
Well, because security patches fix vulnerabilities, things hackers might exploit, they don't fix bugs that affect how well the system runs. Quality updates are like the maintenance for your OS. They fix general bugs, they improve stability, and really importantly, they handle compatibility.
Compatibility with what?
With new hardware, new software, new drivers. So let's say your printer company pushes out a bad driver update. Or maybe a key piece of software you rely on suddenly acts up because of an underlying Windows bug. E.S.U. won't help you there. There's no quality update coming to fix that incompatibility or that operational bug.
Wow. Okay. So you're paying for security, which is obviously essential, but the actual, smooth running of the system might degrade over time. Things might just stop working correctly.
That's the risk. You're essentially freezing your system in time, functionally speaking, while only patching the security holes. The longer you stay on Windows 10 with only E.S.U., the higher the chance that some piece of hardware or software you need just won't play nice anymore.
It's a trade-off then, time versus potential instability.
Precisely. Microsoft is basically saying, well, keep it secure, but keeping it perfectly functional with everything new. That's on you, or better yet, move to Windows 11.
Got it. Security shield, yes. But potentially a kind of brittle platform underneath. Now, before we dive into the two different tracks, commercial and consumer, there's one thing everyone needs, right? A prerequisite.
Yes, one universal requirement. No matter who you are, your device must be running Windows 10 version 22H2. That's the baseline, to even be eligible to install the E.S.U. updates when they start rolling out.
22H2.
Okay.
So let's talk about the commercial track first.
Yeah.
Big organizations, schools, businesses buying licenses in bulk through volume licensing.
Right. And this is where you really see that financial pressure applied. Prepare for some sticker shock. The starting price for commercial organizations is $61 per device for the first year.
$61. Okay. But reading the source material, it doesn't stop there, does it? It gets, well, kind of brutal.
Yeah, brutal is a fair word. Microsoft is clearly signaling they don't want organizations staying on Windows 10 long term. That price, the $61, it doubles every single year for up to 3 years maximum.
Double. So year one is $61.
Year 2 jumps to $122, and year 3, if you're still on it, hits $244 per device.
Wow. Okay. And what if, say, a company or maybe a school district tries to wait it out? They skip year 1 and decide to buy E.S.U in year 2?
Yep.
Do they just pay the $122?
Nope. That's the other kicker. The updates are cumulative, and so is the cost. If you decide to jump in during year 2, you have to pay for year 1 as well.
Seriously.
Seriously. So in that scenario, starting in year 2, you'd owe $61 for year 1 plus $122 for year 2. That's $183 per device just to get current for that second year.
That is punitive. It really forces your hand.
Absolutely. The longer you wait, the bigger the financial hit. It's clearly designed to make delaying the migration incredibly unattractive from a budget perspective.
So maximum 3 years of these expensive security-only updates for businesses, ending completely around October 2028.
That's the timeline.
Okay, there's a flip side. The sources also detail some really important exceptions where companies don't have to pay this. The strategic free loophole, as we called it.
Right. And this tells you exactly where Microsoft wants businesses to go instead. It's all about the cloud. If you run your Windows 10 machines as virtual machines within certain Microsoft cloud services.
Like Windows 365, Azure Virtual Desktop.
Exactly. Windows 365, Azure Virtual Desktop, standard Azure VMs, Azure Stack Hub. If your Windows 10 instances are running there, the E.S.U is included, no extra charge.
So move your desktops to Microsoft's cloud, and the E.S.U problem kind of disappears.
Pretty much. And there's another big one for physical machines, too.
Oh, yeah.
If you have physical Windows 10 PCs, but they connect to a Windows 365 cloud PC, those physical endpoints also get the E.S.U included for up to 3 years as long as you have an active Windows 365 subscription.
So even if the machine is old, if it's connecting to their cloud subscription service, you're covered.
Yes. It's a massive incentive. It basically confirms the strategy isn't really about making money from E.S.U itself. It's about driving adoption of Windows 365 and Azure, move to our subscription cloud, and we'll ease the pain of the Windows 10 transition.
That makes perfect sense. Okay, let's pivot completely now, because the way Microsoft is handling individual consumers, it's like night and day compared to that corporate approach. We're talking people running Windows 10 Home, Pro Education, even Pro for Workstations editions.
Totally different world. First big difference, the duration. For consumers, the E.S.U program only runs for 1 year. It ends October 13th, 2026, not 3 years like commercial.
Just 1 year. Wow.
Yeah.
They really want consumers moving on quickly.
Seems that way.
Yeah.
And the cost structure, completely
yeah.
different. Forget the $61 doubling nightmare.
What are the options for individuals then?
The consumers get 3 ways to enroll. And listen to this. Option 1 is at no additional cost. Free.
Free.
If you sync your PC settings with your Microsoft account, basically back up your settings to their cloud, do that, and you might be eligible for the 1 year of E.S.U for free.
Okay, so it's free in exchange for deeper integration of the Microsoft ecosystem and, well, your data.
That seems to be the trade-off, yes. Option 2 is also interesting. You can redeem 1,000 Microsoft Rewards points.
Ah, the points you get for using Bing or shopping through Microsoft?
Exactly. So again, not exactly free cash, but using loyalty points you might already have. It encourages engagement with their services.
So 2 options designed to pull you closer into their world. What's the third?
The third option is a straightforward purchase, a one-time payment of $30 US plus any applicable tax.
$30 compared to potentially $244 in year 3 for commercial. That is a statement.
It really is. It shows a very different approach. Less stick, more carrot maybe, but still with that ecosystem integration angle.
And is that $30 per device, or is it more flexible?
Much more flexible for consumers. That single $30 E.S.U license or the free points enrollment covers up to 10 devices. It's tied to the Microsoft administrator account you use to enroll.
Yeah.
You just sign in with that same account on your other eligible Windows 10 PCs.
Up to 10 devices for potentially 0 cost, or $30 max. That's quite generous, comparatively.
One small catch. The enrolling account can't be a child account. Has to be a primary admin account.
Right. But we need to be really clear here. Can a small business owner, maybe running Windows 10 Pro on a few machines, use this cheap consumer E.S.U?
No. Microsoft draws a very firm line. The consumer E.S.U program cannot, absolutely cannot, be used on what they define as commercial devices.
And how do they define that? What makes a device commercial in this context?
Okay, so the documentation specifies devices running in kiosk mode are out, devices joined to a traditional Active Directory domain, definitely out, and devices that are Microsoft Entra joined, those are also considered commercial and need the volume licensing E.S.U.
Entra joined. Okay, quickly, what's the difference for listeners between untra-joined and untra-registered? Because one is okay, one isn't.
Good question. Think of untra-joined as a device fully owned and managed by an organization, deeply integrated into their corporate network identity system. It's like the modern version of domain joining. Untra-registered, on the other hand, is usually for personal devices, like maybe your own laptop, that you sometimes use to access work or school resources. You've registered it to get access, but the organization doesn't fully manage it.
So if your PC is just untra-registered, you probably can use the consumer E.S.U track. But if it's untra-joined, it's considered commercial, and you need the expensive one.
That's the distinction, yes. It's about how tightly integrated and managed the device is by an organization.
Okay, that's clear. Let's talk logistics. What if someone, maybe a home user or even a business, misses the October 2025 start date? Say they enroll in December 2025 or January 2026. Do they lose out on the patches from October and November?
No, thankfully, the patches are cumulative. Just like the cost for commercial, the updates themselves build on each other. So if you enroll late, your system will download and install all the E.S.U updates released up to that point, plus the future ones for your license duration.
But you're vulnerable in the meantime. Right.
Absolutely. That's the critical thing. Every day you wait past October 14th, 2025 without E.S.U, your Windows 10 machine is accumulating unpatched security vulnerabilities. You really want to enroll as close to the deadline as possible, or ideally before.
Makes sense. And for a consumer, how does the actual enrollment work? Do I need to download some special tool?
No, it should be pretty straightforward, integrated right into Windows Update. Assuming your device is eligible, meaning it's running 22H2, you just go to Settings, then Update and Security, then Windows Update. There should be a prompt or a link there offering you the chance to enroll in E.S.U. You click that.
And then it gives you the three choices: sync settings, use points, or pay $30.
Exactly. You choose your path, follow the steps, and you should be enrolled.
Okay, and just to reiterate, signing up for E.S.U doesn't trap you on Windows 10 forever, does it?
Not at all. It's purely about getting security updates for Windows 10. If your machine actually meets the hardware requirements for Windows 11, you can still upgrade to Windows 11 anytime, even while your E.S.U subscription is active. E.S.U just keeps Win 10 patched until you make that move.
Good. And what about canceling? If I pay the $30 as a consumer, can I change my mind?
Yes, for the paid option, there's a window. You can cancel the $30 purchase anytime before the program officially starts on October 14th, 2025, and get a refund. But if you use Microsoft Rewards points, that transaction is final. No refunds on points.
Got it. Okay, so pulling this all together, the big picture here is that E.S.U isn't really about extending the life of Windows 10 in a meaningful, feature-rich way. It's a temporary security measure, a lifeline, as you said. It buys time, but very different amounts of time, and at very different costs, depending on who you are.
Precisely. 3 years max for businesses willing to pay escalating fees or who shift to the cloud. And just one, a much cheaper, even free, year for consumers.
And if you connect this back to Microsoft's main message, they're constantly pushing Windows 11, or now these new Copilot Plus PCs, as the best, most secure computing experience.
Right. And when you look at the structure of E.S.U, the doubling costs for business, the lack of quality updates meaning potential instability, it really feels like they're using E.S.U not as a service, but as a lever to push organizations towards Azure and Windows 365, and to nudge consumers towards either Windows 11 upgrades or buying new hardware. The era of just running an old OS indefinitely with full support, that seems truly over.
So the real question becomes, is paying for E.S.U, with its limitations and costs, actually worth it compared to biting the bullet and upgrading or migrating, especially for businesses facing that doubling cost?
That's the strategic calculation everyone needs to make. For big organizations, the path seems to be get to the cloud, upgrade your fleet, or prepare for significant ongoing costs for a potentially less stable OS.
And for individuals?
For individuals, it's a bit different. Microsoft's making that first year relatively painless cost-wise. But it's only 1 year, so it puts the pressure on you, the listener, if you're on Windows 10 Home or Pro, to use that year to figure out your next step. Can my machine run Windows 11? Do I need to start saving for a new PC before October 2026?
It really feels like the final curtain call for the traditional Windows model in many ways. The pressure towards subscription, cloud, and newer hardware is immense.
It certainly looks that way. E.S.U is the bridge, but it's clear Microsoft wants everyone on the other side sooner rather than later.
So what does this all mean for you? If you're an individual user, maybe the first thing to do is check if you're already syncing your PC settings. You might get that E.S.U year for free without even realizing it. It's definitely decision time. We hope this deep dive has helped you understand the options and the implications as that October 2025 date gets closer. We'll see you next time.